Season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale picks up right where Season 2 left off in the aftermath of letting Emily and baby Nicole go. Now, just like with last season's recap, I'm going to go from Offred to June to whatever her new name is a few times. Just bear with me on that. But June is kind of walking back, and Commander Lawrence sees her and says, "Are you serious? You didn't go?" And June says, "I have a daughter, and I need to get her first. So take me to her, let me get her, and then we'll head back." She also kind of threatens him a little bit, claiming that if they find out what he did, he could be on the wall, and he respects this, so he ends up taking her to the Mackenzie household. And with the help of the Martha, she's able to get into the Mackenzie household, and right before she's ready to go into her daughter's room, she sees sirens outside and knows that they're coming for her. June is arrested, and right before she's taken out, the mother of the household, Mrs. Mackenzie, comes and says, You can't keep doing this. We're appreciative that you gave birth to her, but this isn't good for her. And June says, I'm not the one confusing her. You guys are the one confusing her. I'm her mother. It looks like the conversation is over, but once again, right before she's about to leave, June asks Mrs. Mackenzie what's she like. And her and Mrs. Mackenzie are having a conversation about what Hannah likes, what she doesn't like. And at the end of it, Mrs. Mackenzie once again begs June, stop coming here. It's just confusing her. June is taken to the Waterfords' house after this, and that's not a great situation. Because after Serena came back, Fred said, we have to alert the police, and Serena says, no, we have to give her time to get away. Serena's basically admitting to Fred, I'm the one who let this happen. So this forms a toxic situation for June, because when she comes back, Serena's incensed because she thought she was getting away, and Fred is incensed because he thinks they're all going to die for this. They just let a kid escape Gilead. Fred starts screaming, where is my child? But June doesn't even acknowledge him. She just looks at Serena and says, Serena, Nicole is safe. Serena loses it and says, I gave Nicole to you. I didn't give Nicole to a killer in Emily. And June explains, I have another daughter here, and you guys hunted us down. And in a way, this is how I felt. And that seems to hit home for Serena, and they end up embracing. And that leaves the commander left trying to pick up the pieces of his broken home. But the Waterfords aren't the only people that are pissed off at June. Nick is also pissed off, and he calls her selfish, saying, there's never going to be another chance to get out. That was it. A lot of people risk their lives to get you out, and you just screwed it up. But June keeps reiterating that she couldn't just leave Hannah in Gilead. The next day, Fred has to go to the office and report exactly what happened, and Serena asks, what are you going to tell him? He says, I'm going to tell him that Emily tried to kill Aunt Lydia, Emily stole Nicole, and you and Offred did everything you guys could to keep her in Gilead. That's the only way to keep our household intact, and for us not to end up on a wall. Serena once again tells Fred, though, that it was my idea to let Nicole go, and Fred says, God put me in charge of this house. I've got to try to keep it together. But Serena's still dealing with the fact that Fred cut off her damn pinky. So when Fred leaves, she decides to burn that house to the ground. Now, everybody's able to escape as they just go to the sidewalk and watch the Waterford house burn. As the dust clears, the commander, along with Nick, show up, and Nick says goodbye to June and says take care of yourself because she now has to go get punished for sneaking into the Mackenzie household. She's also going to be reassigned, and she finds out that her new household is going to be Commander Lawrence, and this is the same guy who helped get Emily out. Commander Lawrence asks her, are you going to be a problem? And she has a massive smile on her face and says, no, not at all. We also found out what happened to Emily and the baby. Emily was dropped off close to the border, but is having to elude the border patrol. That includes planes and helicopters who are looking for her. At one point, she has to get into a very cold river in order to hide from them. Her and baby Nicole are actually swept under the water at one point, and they do make it to shore, but baby Nicole is unresponsive. Until finally, she starts coughing up some water. Emily is approached by a couple of police officers who are asking her if she's seeking asylum, which she obviously is, because Emily and Nicole made it to Canada. They're taken to a hospital where everybody in the hospital stops what they're doing and is staring at Emily, and they just start giving her a standing ovation for escaping Gilead. Emily also meets up with Moira and Luke and tells Luke that your wife helped save my life, and this is her child. And during June's punishment, she does find out from another handmaid that Emily did escape and did make it to Canada safe and sound.